regards to the non-compete with Labrador, we just feel
Go down.
that name.
Hi, how are you?
My name's Kiana.
Oh, my name is Monica.
I'm Ryan Reynolds, Reynolds' attorney. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. I am
Welcome.
Labrador's attorney.
Who?
Labrador's
Labrador?
attorney.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good. Welcome to my office.
Oh,
Can I offer you a drink or something?
oh no, it's fine.
Sure. Okay. Let me know if I can make you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Okay, no, it's perfect. It's perfect. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, tell me about the company you're representing.
So obviously Camellia Productions is a part of Labrador Productions, which and so basically Raven Reynolds is the one who started Camellia Productions in honor of her mother.
Okay.
So yeah. So what brought you here today?
Well, there's been this conflict with Labrador Entertainment. I don't know if you're very aware of the company, but it started
Of course.
in 1983, like very long time ago, as a fledgling cable network. And it is very famous for a while, especially in the children area. And Labrador was very interested in Camila for your quality, low budget movies. Like you could like use low budget and then turn this into a great success. So basically, what I want to work in is this issues that they've been having due to the merger.
Sure. I mean, I know that we were gonna discuss a couple of things.
We have a lot of things to discuss actually, but I'm sure we're gonna have a great deal.
Especially in the upcoming board meeting that they're going to have. I know that Reynolds and Statler was also going to discuss further business in that board meeting. I was wondering if maybe you knew something about what they wanted to talk about, or
Well, I knew about the conflict that started from this movie called I forgot the name.
privileges.
Yeah, Privileges. An issue that Camilla wanted to acquire this movie, and like there was conflict that Stampley didn't want to allow it, and this was, I think, the biggest issue. But we know that it started from a long time ago.
Right. So actually, Raven Reynolds bought the Privileges movie with her own money, and she wants to.
How much was it again?
It was 15 million.
Okay.
She wanted to purchase it and have the Camellia Productions distribute it, but there was a barrier in the sense that they want to distribute it, but Statler didn't want it, and we were just wondering why.
What do you think if we go back and we analyze this, like how they did the joint venture, and we analyze the original contract so that we can, analyze the whole situation and then come up with a solution? I think that would be
Okay, sure.
great idea. What do you
Sure.
think? So, okay, do you mind going back to the original contract?
So you're talking about like the points? Okay.
Because like first I want you to know the reason that Labrador bought Camellia.
You were to approve any or any
So
picture with a budget more than 20.
Labrador was hoping to cater a niche market, right?
I'm sorry?
A niche market. They wanted to enter
Okay.
a specific niche
Okay.
market, sorry. Because of your quality, your
Yes.
innovation,
Of course.
you had independent films, low budget, very artistic.
Right.
So we kind of wanted a change from our company. Labrador is more seen as the big company, and big movies, expensive movies. So we wanted to be more creative, go to the awards. We were very interested in that. So then we were very happy that
Okay.
we decided to close like the deal we offered you guys.
Okay.
We created a contract, which was basically I have over here. It was a 2-year contract. Reno was gonna be the head of Camellia Pictures, and Reno was only going to answer the CEO of Labrador. We would give Reno complete creative autonomy.
Oh, Reynolds. Sorry.
Is it
Sorry.
Reno?
Yeah,
Reno or-
yeah, Reynolds.
Reno, yeah. Give them creative autonomy.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, we would have to approve all the projects costing more than 25 million. But like if it was a project less than 25 million, you had autonomy to buy it or to do whatever you wanted, right?
Okay.
Also, Reno would have was gonna have a salary and a percentage of the film that she was going to produce. And well, as we know, the rights belong to Labrador, as it was now the owner or
Right.
Camilla's parent company. And Reno, he will retain the rights to the library and to the old films that you produce. So this was basically the original contract,
Okay.
right? So,
I'm listening.
okay, so with the merger,
Perfect.
I think what I want to ask you, because we were very interested in Camellia Pictures. What was your vision from day one?
Our ambition?
Your vision, ambition, like your goals. How, like, what were your core values?
I mean, we wanted to create films where people would be able to connect with the films that we were making. We wanted to create low budget films, but at a very high quality, and at a very like and sell them very well. So I mean, that was our priority. I mean, we thought that by collaborating we would help one another and benefit from one another, in the sense that we would work together in order to create success, you know?
So you agree that a great movie can be created with low budget?
It can be, but not, I mean, it depends, right? It depends at what cost and how much more success or value you want to get out of making that movie in particular. But I think that what we're really here to focus on is, for example, the movie Privileges. We were curious to know as to why Statler was hesitant about producing that movie, distributing it.
Yeah, it goes all back to the original contract, as I mentioned. It was how much was it? How much was the?
You didn't purchase it from your pocket. It was Reynolds who purchased the whole entire movie from his
True. Like I totally understand, but also the fact when you decide to merge with another company, decisions cannot be made from just outside.
For sure, and we understand that, and that's why we're here today, is because we want to work together,
Sure.
and we want to ensure that the relationship between Statler and Reynolds is something that that can be amended, because there are a lot of positive things from this relationship and that we want to work on, and so our objective is not to I mean, for Reynolds, I know that it's something very important to preserve that relationship and to both maintain success. So, I mean, in the past, I know that Reynolds has tried to cut some deals, and they weren't necessarily supported by Statler, maybe because unsure about Reynolds' ideas and everything.
I think there's like total different mentalities,
Right.
and that's like where the conflict is.
Right. So yeah. So basically, what happens is that
that only brought up
there could have been a lot of money
around
made in the past because of these
so for us to spend
ideas that Reynolds has brought forth. Unfortunately, it wasn't followed through because she didn't feel like she had the support that she needed. She's willing to really work hard in order to create financial gains for both companies and to
Yeah,
help.
I'm gonna be honest. I want this to work out.
Okay.
I think that we've been together, like we already took the risk to work
Right.
together, and I think we have been having troubles, you
Right.
know, within these past years, but we can solve it.
Mhm.
I think we can have mutual benefits
Right.
from each other.
Mhm.
I think that not because I want you to give you this thought, not because you're a small company, you have less value. We value the company itself. Like we value Camilla pictures, we value all the work that Reynolds had made.
I'm not sure I
So
understand the point of the
yeah,
team
basically
because
we
a lot of
really
these
want
movies
this to
have
work.
been built in the
So
past.
what do you want from Reynolds and what are you looking for? Because I just want to be clear that we're both on the same page and making sure that we both ensure that
No, you're not.
we can help one another out.
So I don't really see that
Okay.
as a huge issue.
Well, first I want to
Especially since
ask
that kid
you,
Camilla-
are you also willing to work this out, or are you?
Oh,
what
for
is
sure.
your
Like I
priority?
said before,
Is it your priority to like stay together?
I mean, as I mentioned before, I think that there's a lot of value in the relationship that we have. So if we could maintain it and work our differences aside, for sure.
Okay,
In regards to the
perfect.
image, I think I have
Um,
alternative solutions.
yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. Our main problem is money.
Mhm.
Not under but we can open.
We've been like, I think yeah, we've been benefiting from each other, but also Statler has been feeling that Reynolds is treating Labrador just like an ATM. Do you know what I mean? So like just asking for money and money, not really considering if
Not
it's like
considering his.
yeah like our judgment.
Okay.
So we just want to create something that is not only about creativity and yeah, your creativity and our money. Like we want to put everything together.
Okay, so you mean maybe work as a team, learn how to.
Yeah.
I
So
don't see how that would hurt.
I know that also Reynolds feels a little bit like
How does he feel? Like what
she
are
feels that she feels a little bit like her decisions are not being trusted and that she needs to work, that no matter what she does it's just not she doesn't feel respected. I mean it sounds like Statler also wants to feel like he's part of the decision process of like of things working of choosing movies and distributing it and having this open discussion between Reynolds and Statler. So is there anything that you would recommend to fix that?
well, I think that
Yes, but like I said, we're open to, we would open it independently to Camellia
Yeah, I
Pictures
feel
as well as
that
Labrador. We don't
also
mind having it under Miss Reynolds' name.
Reynolds
A different
thinks
company
that
caters to her. That way.
yeah, you might
she'll
think
have
that
more,
as Statler, he doesn't really know, like he doesn't have a lot of knowledge
I think it
of
only-
the
only
movie reality.
Okay.
I think the problem is Miss Reynolds
You can
really
say
wants
that
to
we are seen as just the big company with the money probably and no knowledge about the industry, which maybe it is true. You guys have a lot of knowledge and I want you to feel that we are like we appreciate and we know your knowledge. We are very happy of that.
So I feel like the issue is more of a like give and take, right? We need to. If it sounds as though Statler wants to feel like they're learning something or that they're growing,
And that is not only about
the money
the
aspect,
money aspect.
but building the relationship. And then Reynolds wants to feel as though they're being valued and that their decisions are just as important and that they could potentially bring a lot of growth to the company.
Yeah.
So,
And this conflict of privilege came because, like, it started because before Stanley gave Reynolds all the like he said basically yes, you can buy this, you can acquire this, but the point is that I think for 3 movies it was a total failure, or maybe
But right now, so
I mean,
owned by-
maybe
I know that
not.
there was a lot of successes as well. You know, there was that movie that they were gonna buy for about 100 million, and then it turned, and then
Yes, she owns
with,
privileges.
look, you know what? There's no point in going back into
Yeah,
the details.
but like
She's interested
the point
in
is
selling
like
it.
I understand there are there are a lot of failures. You might call it as underachieved, like maybe this film was underachieved. It's not a failure, it was just underachieved. But these 3 failures that Reynolds had been affecting a lot our profit. So that is why maybe Stanley said, this time you want to acquire privilege. You already had mistakes before, so that's why he denied.
But there was also a lot. Look, like, to be honest, my objective here is not necessarily to go back into the nitty-gritty details, because I feel like from now we want to work together to find a solution.
Okay, so
You
you
know?
don't want to go back. It's just to mention it, like.
Sure, I mean, I could go and discuss how many successes that could have happened if these movies were authorized in terms of distribution. But I'd rather focus on, let's say, what we can do to build the relationship and foster it in the future.
Okay, so
If you
my
look-
priority would be the money.
Okay.
I mean, like, we cannot be buying really high budget movies just because it will affect the company, and your objective will be to feel valued and that your decisions count. Is that correct?
That's so far it sounds okay to me. I mean, there's a couple of amendments and things that I would like to add to that.
Sure.
I mean, Reynolds having such a creative direction in producing, she feels as though she's limited, in terms of resources, especially with a cap, and in order for us to really capitalize on the opportunities, and in order for her to feel as though she could attain success as she could have before, she feels that she can't be limited in terms of the cap. Now, that's not to say that she wants to spend money carelessly. She's very responsible, hardworking, and she knows how to value different movies. That being said, I don't know how you feel about that, and I would love to hear what you think.
So, I would like to ask you, what are your solutions or your proposals for this to work it out?
Well,
We do know that
so with the cap, it's very limiting, in the budgets of acquiring movies. So perhaps removing the cap might be beneficial for the both of the companies, in the sense that it might bring a lot of profit and opportunity for growth and over time.
You mean like not having a restricted budget?
So I mean it in a way of, like, let's say no restricted budget for, let's say, like, we can work that out. It doesn't have to be restricted budget for good, but I mean ultimately she doesn't want to feel like
For sure.
we're restricted.
So,
She's restricted in making decisions and being able to pursue certain opportunities.
okay, yeah, that sounds great. But like, can you remind me how much was the budget?
So I believe there was
You
a
see,
cap
like,
of
honestly,
25
what
million.
they told
But was
us,
it
what she told us is that just wanted to sell it
For
at cost, but your
film?
client refuses
Yeah,
to
for
do it,
films.
and
25.
Just refuse it outright,
Okay.
saying that it was a
So,
and so she was confused and,
but would you like just,
annoyed by the whole.
like, I didn't really get your proposal.
So when Reynolds buys movies, let's say, and she wants to distribute them,
This was
she
done.
needs to buy them at a certain cost, right? And produce them at a certain cost. And sometimes the budget of 25 million limits her from
So what would be
acquiring.
your desirable?
See, it really depends on the movie. That's the issue. It's that it's not about, we can't put a price necessarily on each production, because sometimes, as we said before, low budget, like our special, well, at least Camelia's specialty is about acquiring low budget, producing low budget movies at a high quality and high standards. So at the end of the day, we will still manage to create a lot more value to that.
Yeah, honestly, I would like you guys to go back to your main vision from day one, as
Okay.
you told me, you know, low budget and very creative movies. So I think if you go back to your first vision that you had, you won't even need a lot of budget.
But the
Because
thing
you
is,
can do it. This
it's-
was your strategy.
but it's relative to it's relative between low budget and how much you want to make, right? Like let's say you're purchasing a movie for $10 or producing a movie for $10 and you hope to make $60 from it. Then the value has increased tremendously, right? And if you, let's say, acquire a movie or produce a movie at a cost of 25 million, and then it makes 200 million, if you acquire and produce a movie at $25 and then you make $100 out of it, then the profit margin is much higher than that of buying the movie and producing it at $10 and making a profit of 60 and making a profit of 50, if that makes sense. So it's not about how much you initially spent, but how much value you create. And if you believe in Reynolds and you believe in the capabilities, because she has tremendous work behind her back, then we're both here to make money and we're both here to help one another out and to grow together as within our relationship, but as companies, right? And we can learn from each other, but at the same time, if we don't take risks, then we might not attain our objective as a whole.
I just don't see how this situation can be.
Well, yeah, but
Because like I said, Reynolds wants
I don't know if we should set a budget or, you know, we cannot just leave it like that. I know, we would love, honestly, it sounds perfect.
Right.
Like, it sounds perfect, what you said. But you need to be, well, we are doing it just from the business perspective and we don't have the whole money, or like a lot of money to do it. You know what I mean? That's why we're setting a budget.
Right.
This was more for like, this is more to control, you know, operations, and
Okay.
we've been in the market for many years and we know how it works. Maybe we don't really know about the movie industry as Reynolds knows, but we know from the business perspective, and we cannot throw numbers just like that. We would love to tell you, yeah, you have an unlimited budget because you believe in this. This is gonna have a success.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, we don't have the capital to just put it unlimited.
So what would help you work with us in this way? Like, what could we do for you that would try to make this work?
No, I think that because of these issues and you feel not respected with no authority, I think I am willing to put the budget higher.
Okay.
So that maybe we have a second shot.
Okay.
I am willing to do that. So that in that case you feel, value
separate. They're
and all.
not
So yeah, I'm willing to put the budget higher.
Okay.
But for the future,
Consider like just as the second, you know, the second shot, second possibility. I think.
It's such a big
Is
deal.
it?
I mean, we're open to it. I mean, obviously, you know, it's about trying to make Reynolds feel as though she's capable of making certain decisions and that she is valued for her hard work.
Yeah, but and also what Statler wants is she wants or he wants to see Reynolds as a key team player.
Team play. Yeah.
As a team player, like he also wants that she doesn't go to the media. For example, that was a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, you know, as the more I'm listening to this, it sounds as though there was a lot of miscommunication,
Yeah, exactly.
which I think can very well be fixed and can be worked on. I mean, when we're talking about the media, I think it could go both ways. I think we can maybe come to an agreement that we don't speak to media outlets as much, or we only come out with positive reinforcement, since we are two companies that work with one another. You know, as Labrador being a parent company to Camellia, it's important to demonstrate that strong bond, right? So, I mean, if we can maybe come to an agreement that no media outlets
Yeah, I think the internal problem should stay within the company because, well, it will damage both reputations, Labradors and Camellias. So that would be one option. So not talking to the media. What else?
because ultimately Reynolds really wants to she really wants to work with someone who she can share knowledge about the music and the film industry, and where they can confide in one another about different views and perspectives on the industry, but at the same time learn from one another, you know. Yeah, so anyways, so I guess maybe we can start a new contract that says something about no going out to media.
When is it going to finish the contract? Do you know?
So I mean, between the two companies, it's
Wasn't it for 2
oh,
years?
it's 2 years. It's 2 more years. Yeah.
So, no, but 2 years? I
2
think
years.
in total was 2 years, and then
There's 2 years left.
2 years left.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, maybe we can just adapt the contract.
Sure.
I think that would be viable.
Sure, we can do that. So perhaps the first thing that we can
So everything will stay the same, but we will change the budget, right?
wait. So let's just continue from where we left off. So
Okay.
the first thing is that no speaking to media
Okay.
outlets.
Yeah, no speaking to media. And especially not promising.
Well,
Like,
no negative,
no-
right?
Yeah, like everything that is discussed on the media, we need to like first have a meeting and
Okay.
discuss what exactly we can tell the media and what we cannot tell the media.
Okay. So come to agreements. Agreement before expressing to okay.
And of course, if there's a conflict between those companies, you cannot tell the media at all.
Okay, but okay, and then we can say that only positive,
Yeah,
only
positive comments.
to media. Okay. Okay, so that's the first
Of
one.
course, it depends on
Also, I think we mentioned, you know, how you mentioned that Statler feels as though he's not part of the decision making, but Reynolds also feels as though Statler doesn't respect necessarily her and her decisions. Perhaps we can work that something out about maybe, you know, trusting more in one another, building trust. So maybe they can take certain team building classes.
Yeah, sure. and especially for the employees,
Flexibility.
you know,
So just
to
with regards to the image,
build this mentality for both of the teams,
I'm not sure if
so
you're
that
familiar
once
with
they
that,
work
so
together,
I
they
don't
don't
elaborate
have any
on
conflicts
it,
with
but
each other.
that
Okay, so
is a
hold
good
on.
basketball, especially for children. We feel
Okay, so
that
team building courses between Statler and Reynolds, as well as employees.
Mm-hmm.
Employees
with these films,
in
that's why
company
we're
to
suggesting
foster trust, to
and that way we're still
foster
creating profit, we're still
Good communication.
under it,
trust.
and that way
Yeah.
her brand, her
Yeah.
To avoid
brand
all
as
this
Reynolds
we're
will
doing.
still
Yeah.
increase as well as
Okay.
everyone knows that it's
Perfect.
is
What else?
Well, Reynolds really feels as though by releasing the movie Privileges, that there could be a lot of potential for success in that way.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know what Statler was thinking about that movie, and I'd love to hear the thoughts on that. His thoughts.
Well, no. His decision was no because of the past failures.
Okay.
Statler thinks that. Well, he thinks because at the beginning he was very trusting
Mm-hmm.
Reynolds' decisions, and that's why he agreed on many acquisitions, even though they were more than 25 million. But he agreed on. But then he started saying no to this movies, and Reynolds got very mad, right?
Okay.
But it was basically because he's worried about money. This is our
Okay.
huge concern.
So what?
Because we're losing a lot of money, and I know that you have you have been also you also had a lot of success in some films, in a lot of films actually. But the fact that the last films were not as successful, this have bring a lot of troubles to Latvian.
For sure.
So it was I think this last decision was more about that. I'm sure that Privilege would be maybe a good movie, and
So moving forward, does that mean that in the future Reynolds is going to have a difficult time to acquire different movies and produce because of these failures?
This is not supposed to be the plan. The plan is that everything changes, but I just want you to understand this position of
Right.
Statler.
Right.
Maybe he's right
Mm-hmm.
that Privilege is going to be a huge success. But it's not only what Statler thinks is not only about having a feeling, you
Right.
know? Because for many other films, he had the feeling of this is going to be a great success, and he did it. It was a great success at the end. So we, of course, Statler didn't complain, right?
Right.
Because it was a big success.
Mm-hmm.
But once one is not a success, the second one, the third one, and now it's affecting the company.
So
It's more about that. It's not what Statler wants is not only having a feeling, but maybe more like a business plan, or more analyzing.
got it.
Not saying, oh, this looks very nice, I can do it. And then Statler was trusting this decision.
Okay.
Because Statler doesn't really know about the film industry, and
So would it?
and this guy
Reynolds.
Reynolds,
It's okay.
and she knows.
Okay.
So maybe this will help not only to select one movie, but more analyze it and more give
Of
more
course.
bullet points.
And actually, that's a very good point. I think that makes perfect sense, and perhaps Reynolds can have a pitch to Statler about why this movie
Yeah,
has.
just to mention some reasons. Not only because he says that it might be a great idea.
And in that case, I mean that also requires being open-minded on the side of Statler, right?
Statler is willing to listen,
Okay.
but we want, not a business plan, but more an analysis of this film,
Okay.
maybe the background,
Okay.
the director, more information about it.
So it's not a decision that's in the spur of the moment type of thing. So,
Yeah.
and which is understandable when you're spending a lot of money. So, I mean, in that case, I could speak to Reynolds, and what we can do is we can make sure that perhaps there's a pitch of some sort about what this movie could potentially bring in terms of success for both companies, and how, and maybe explain a little bit about the background of the thought process of Reynolds so that she can transmit that to Statler so that Statler has an understanding.
Yeah, because I read many pages and they never mentioned this. Like they just mentioned that Reynolds wanted to buy this and that, but he never argumented or. So I think that's a good thing, so that Statler would feel maybe more safe.
So should we write that down in the
Sure.
contract? So perhaps consider distributing movie. Consider distributing and acquiring privileges. I'll say privileges, and then we'll say privileges, and then we'll say that Reynolds needs to have a pitch to Statler. Reynolds
So basically,
must pitch
create an argument, convince
ideas
ideas,
to convince.
not only based on a feeling, but based on argument.
Okay.
Because believe it or not, this is a business. We would like to think that it's about only talent, but we need to balance. I think we need to balance creativity and we need to balance the budget. So if we can agree on those two and make a balance, I think it will perfectly work out.
Okay, so in this case, if perhaps we can add another clause, let me know what you think of this, that I want to recommend that Reynolds pitch the ideas to Statler and Statler raises the cap to unlimited budget. That way, she can convince or come with a business plan, as you mentioned, as to why certain things should be done in this manner. And once Statler sees the value in it, then they could potentially support her in this way.
Okay, let me think about that. We can come
Sure,
back
sure,
with,
sure.
with this one because it's I think it's a great idea, but let me.
Because that way it's a team effort, right?
Yeah, and then Renault can feel that he has authority, he's being respected,
Yes,
so I think
but
he
then
will
at
be
the
happy
same
that way.
time-
But I'm not sure that we would like that, you know what I mean?
But at the same
Give an
time,
unlimited budget, that's my, like what I'm very concerned about.
but don't forget that Statler would also be benefiting from this in the sense that
No, I agree. And I
they
think
would
that
be working
for
with
my
one
first
another, because
consultation,
you mentioned before that he was looking to really be part of the process of the decision making, and he wants to have more of an understanding of what's going on and the decisions that are being made. And so in that way, that would be solved, but at the same time, Reynolds can feel as though she can perform to the best of her abilities, you know, with the resources that she needs in order to succeed for both companies,
Sure,
essentially.
that would be a great idea, but let's get back to that one.
Okay.
Okay, another thing that it is a priority is that we would like that Camila go back, like if it can go back to their main vision, which is low budget, and what was it? Low budget and a very high quality, very artistically. Because this is one of the reasons we chose you guys. So if we can reaffirm this, so that Renault doesn't like take the wrong idea. Like we just want you to stick from your vision from day one.
Okay,
This
so
is
I have
the
an
main one.
I have an idea. You know how before I explained how it depends, it's relative to the success of the movie? Low budget, it could mean 60 million, it could mean 10 million, right? It depends on the success of the movie. Because if, let's say, you buy something for $10 and you sell it for 60, then you're making $50. But if you buy something, let's say, for 20 and you make 100 million,
I wouldn't say that that's a formula.
No, but I'm saying sometimes we can't control how much we make of it. So how about we come to it's a recommendation and we can discuss it further. basically,
she's spending
what if
her
the amount
money
that we
on these
spend
projects,
on the
I feel
movie
like she'll be a little bit more
has to
careful
bring
about
in
that.
revenues
There could be-
of
Exactly.
So I don't know what
50%
percentage is open to,
of that-
percentage-wise, we're open to taking
sorry, of that
giving
amount
up that percentage
plus
of cost.
50%, so
So
1.5.
for the
Meaning,
tickets, we can-
If you spend $10 million,
we can
on a
spend
movie,
X amount in
then
cost and then split the profits
we
differently.
we're responsible of bringing in 15 million in profits.
Okay.
1 second.
That means that if we do it of a ratio from 1 to 1.5, then
Yeah, so
Reynolds
well,
can
you know
and
what, that's a
Statler
that's a good
can work
question. We'd
on
like to- so you're
ensuring
interested in
that
having
there is a
a
profit that's being made for the movie,
in the spin-off.
right?
Yeah, I think we should have actually add that one
Okay.
in the original contract.
So-
If we're giving you all the resources, one way for you to give us something back would be to ensure.
So, I mean, we can't obviously ensure profits like at 100%.
Of course not.
What we
But I
could
mean,
do
a
is
percentage.
but what we could do is like Reynolds can come up with like the pitch as we discussed before in order to convince of why this is potentially a greater success of a movie and can do the analytics about how much profit can be made. Obviously that's not guaranteed, but it is a step further in thinking differently, in bringing in the resources that's necessary. So that being said, if Reynolds wants to spend, let's say 50 million, or let's say $100 million, okay, on a movie, let's say on producing a movie, then
Exactly.
they would need to make a revenue of over $150 million.
So,
Yeah, I have an idea. How about in the fourth clause? Like we do two clauses. The first one,
yeah.
we keep the one from the original contract. So if it's if you need to spend less than $25 million, Reynolds can decide whatever he can do.
Okay,
And this is basically this is more for the low budget films.
okay,
It's kind of like an incentive for you to keep doing what you started.
okay,
Low budget and
okay,
good quality, or well, yeah, you're just what you started. And then we can discuss this one, which is an unlimited budget, but you need to come with a plan.
okay.
And not because like Stanley is willing to listen to you, but this doesn't mean that he will approve it.
Right.
But you
But we
guys,
also don't. We
yeah.
want to make sure that he really considers.
yeah, no,
the
he's gonna
importance.
consider.
Right.
He's gonna consider it. He's gonna give you an unlimited budget for this project. If you want to buy one film, but you need to come with arguments, and also you need to ensure a percentage of profit.
Okay.
So, okay, so just for example, because he wants to be also sure, we're taking the risk. We know that you take risks, and that's why you are now with us. So we want to take risks also, and we want to take them with you. But maybe it would be a great idea if you can ensure a percentage,
So
or at least not losses.
right. So I mean, calculating for the profit, like calculating that we have a better chance of maintaining profits from the projects that we're investing in, is what we're saying. The only issue that we have is the 25 million cap. We, Reynolds, feel still as though very, tangled, like as though she can't be creative because it's limiting her from being creative, in her direction. I mean, I don't know how you would feel, but perhaps raising the cap to about 60 million,
From 25 to 60.
but saying within reason, 60 million for, let's say, per project. But at the same time, anything more than 60 million needs to be consulted with Statler, and like I said, with the pitch.
Like, I honestly would like to say yes to that, but that's a lot. Like to go from 25 to 60 million, that's a lot. That's more than the double.
I believe the cap was higher before, if I'm not mistaken.
So,
Now you're putting 49% of the cost, which is half of what almost half of what
I was actually thinking to raise it to 30 million. To 30 million that you will have, Renault will have 100% decision. We know that she wants to feel valued, she wants her to take her own decisions, so maybe we go up to $5 more million, she would feel that. And then we didn't have the option of an unlimited budget, which we can add. But if she comes to, like, if she comes with a business plan or with arguments, strategies, we want more.
So, I mean, in terms of the unlimited budget, is it only Statler's decision as to
It's a big thing, right? She can go and partner with many departments from the company to help her build this project.
could she also partner with potential other companies?
No.
But that would be under Labrador. For
Over-
example, the fifth, there's the company Fifth, that was willing to support the Privileges company, but Fifth Dimension.
5 million of pre-cap. So that's 49.
That would be
Oh.
supporting one another, but under Labrador. So it wouldn't be infringing.
So it wouldn't be like the rivals. He would be part of it.
Well, helping one another out. It's not
Oh.
infringing on the relationship that Camellia will have, that has already with Labrador, but rather working together, perhaps even to help one another in terms of budgets. Since
Well, that would be another topic though.
well,
We
I
can
mean,
discuss it.
well, for example, I mean, let's say there's a 30 million cap on the movie for Privileges, let's say, and the movie is a little bit more, then could Camellia potentially work with Fifth Dimension to satisfy this cost?
I don't know how good would that be, because that's one of our rivals, it's one of our strong competitors.
But at the same since you've mentioned that that's a worry of yours, perhaps Reynolds is willing to take more of the risk. So in that way, by working with Fifth Dimension, they would be liable for less of the risk, but still get the support that they need in order to distribute the movie.
Okay, but will that be for the limited budget or for the
So let's say
unlimited?
let's say we're not going to talk about that, whether or not it has to do with limited or unlimited. We could talk about how it has to do with only the movie Privileges.
Okay.
So let's say now forget about the unlimited budgets. we think about the movie Privileges.
Okay, could
It's
be.
important
Yes.
for Reynolds to acquire this movie and to distribute it, because she feels as though there's a lot of success that could be made from this movie.
Okay, but now we will go back again to not only a feeling,
Great.
but
So then,
of the whole
Oh yeah,
plan.
yeah. We discussed that
Okay,
that there's
yeah.
going to be a pitch in order to get this idea rolling. But if Statler doesn't agree after the pitch, that
After
this is
the
a-
review on board?
Yeah.
You mean? Like,
no, after the pitch, because you remember we mentioned that Reynolds would come to Statler with an idea.
Oh, before. You mean before?
Yeah, would come to Statler with an idea and propose, and then Statler would make a decision as to yes or no.
Mhm.
So in this case, if he says no for this movie, since Reynolds feels highly, like, believes very strongly in the success of this movie, is it possible for them to create a partnership for just this one movie with the Fifth Dimension?
Just one time thing.
For now, yes. That way, Statler will not be liable for the risks.
So, but like,
And-
how will it work if Reynolds paid from his pocket? Like, how would that work?
Well, because Reynolds bought the rights,
How much was it?
15 million.
Okay.
But they need to distribute the movie. And in order, it has to be a production company that distributes the movie. Not, it can't be
No,
Reynolds.
no.
So that being said, she needs she needs Statler to agree to that in order for her to distribute it through Labrador and Camellia.
So I would still be doing.
Because if it
Like, I don't
is,
know, like,
Or 9%.
you wouldn't be liable for the risk.
I don't
It
know
would
how.
only be Camellia
Sorry?
and Fifth Dimension. So at the end of the day, if the movie
Yeah,
loses
yeah,
money,
okay.
then you're not liable for that.
I don't know
and
how
ultimately-
happy he will be, you know?
Well,
Because
ultimately,
first, like, this is a break rule of the contract. Like, she wasn't supposed to buy this film.
Okay, so.
With her
not
own
necessarily.
money? How can you explain that?
not necessarily. She didn't infringe on the rights of anyone because they didn't distribute the movie.
Okay.
She just bought the movie. She has the rights.
So she's not asking for the 15 million. She's just asking
No,
to.
she used her own 15 million from her pocket.
Okay, I have an idea. We can do this one-time thing, but we need to add into the clause that she cannot do that. Like, she cannot be buying films.
But how will she be? What if she sees an opportunity to buy? Look, I think from what I understand is that the partnership is something that is not something that. Correct me if I'm wrong. That something is interesting as much to you
What do you think?
in terms of the partnership for the Fifth Dimension.
No, not at all.
No. So
I think that was 2
so how about we just make this a one-time thing for this movie?
That's what I
Okay.
said.
So let's just.
Like, it's only a one-time thing.
Okay.
Just because this brought us a lot of trouble.
Okay, so we can.
So-
Oh, and if there's further
wait, wait.
discussion,
Let me just check something.
But at that point, it's not worth it.
Wait, can you add first that
Okay, so.
she cannot be buying like films just because, you know what I mean? Like, she cannot do this again.
but as an individual, she can do whatever she wants,
But then
right?
she will come again and ask us to distribute the movie. So it will be.
But it's up to you to decide, right?
So what is her plan then?
Yeah.
So
What
just
is her plan if Stanley says no? How is she gonna distribute?
Well,
I'm not trying to counter anything.
she's gonna partnership with Fifth Dimensions, and they're both gonna acquire the risks of.
But how are you like agreeing to this? I just don't understand.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
Like,
so
she
if
cannot
they're gonna
partner
be
with the rivals.
selling companies.
But it's a partnership. It's not a rivalry because they both be liable for the risks.
But
if
who
the
would be?
success.
Her,
Her, the
So now
Camellia Productions, and Fifth Dimension Productions.
I'm not very sure I agree
Okay.
with that term.
But
Well,
you're not liable
like
for
I
any of
said,
the risks.
Camellia Pictures returns the rights to the page.
Yeah, but it's not like
if you were to.
Like it doesn't work like that. She can like she cannot be buying things like buying films just because we don't approve. There are rules. We just need to have control of this. It doesn't matter. Like you say that right now it's a one-time thing, but if next time something very similar happens,
Right,
So we just don't want to be in this
I
similar
guess what
situation
we're
again.
I guess what we're saying is that if this movie brings a really big amount of success, then at the end of the day, Statler is going to be proud and say, "Oh wow, she made a good decision on this part."
So 61
So
right
if
now,
we limit
that's for future
her
seasons.
creativity and her judgment in buying films,
So
then essentially we're impeding on her success in some way. So we can't put necessarily
True.
put.
If there's not a formula, like maybe
Exactly.
it can be a success.
It's always
maybe
going to
not.
be different, right?
True. So like what I would suggest
Is there
Is
any
that-
50-50 on that?
this is a one-time thing.
So let's focus on this one for now.
Okay.
Let's focus on this one. If anything were to happen in the future, they'll discuss it later. But we're focusing on this in terms of the Privileges movie.
Okay, so
And
just
as
to
we
recap,
discussed, we would say that if after the pitch,
51%
after the pitch,
for Labrador,
So
that-
this will go to the board,
completely separate
right?
as the-
Will this go to the board? Is that what you mean?
no, we said that Reynolds would go pitch the
Okay.
idea to Statler.
Okay.
So hold on.
Anything
After
about that
pitch,
needs to get
that Reynolds
us.
gives
So we hold the rights to it.
Statler
And with
about
regards to revenue streams, DVDs, Labrador,
Privileges, the movie.
have 61% of the revenue.
We will see if he says yes or no. See?
Yeah, but like the only thing that we don't like Stadler will not agree is that Reynolds paid from like the film from his own pocket. This for him it's a violation of everything. This is a problem.
So in that case, does Statler want to pay Reynolds back for the 15 million?
Like he's willing to arrange some kind of agreement with another partner company, like
Fifth Dimension?
but he's not willing to let her spend money, like her own money.
Okay, so in that case, does Statler want to pay for the 15 millions
is that
that
it's not part of Canadian
Reynolds
Pictures,
spent?
it's her own.
Does he want to pay her back for
Yeah,
it?
but we would just
And
be
then
coming to help make it.
Acquire the rights to distribute the movie?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I don't know. Wait, let me think about that.
It was just an add.
So 5149 would be the cost of making them to be. So like, what do you mean? Because they're not, you're saying you need to because right now it's part of her own, Reynolds' own portfolio, and even if she quits Canadian Pictures, that she's still.
Right, it doesn't have to be, but if you want to split. the
Okay,
cost
so one last question: how were you planning to partner with
It was just
this
an
company?
Yeah.
We were gonna be liable
I'd
for the
rather
risk.
go
Both
with-
companies would be
like-
liable, but
she
would
keeps
would
her-
put funds in order to distribute the movie. So it's almost like we help each other produce the movie and launch it, and then we are both liable for the risks and profits of the movie.
Okay, so you mean like
Other than that,
you were not going to get half of what you paid of what she paid,
creative-
the 15 million? You mean you were only gonna help each other to distribute the movie, not to acquire the movie?
No, I'm not. Repeat that.
Yeah. So like the partnership was only to distribute the film, only that.
This
Right.
eliminates-
The 15 million, it was gonna go.
It was gonna be from her
From her.
pocket. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
It still
So
keeps the
okay, so
right
how about we give you
to
the 15 million, we
because
agree
of the fact that
on this, and you come
own
partnership
you are providing financing,
with
so it kind of
the
stays
company.
what
And
it's
in that
supposed
case,
to be.
who's responsible for the losses if there are?
But in terms of
In the what?
Let's say- So
Like what we don't want is for Reynolds to pay from her own
Okay.
pocket. This is a problem.
So in that case, you want to give the money to Reynolds
And with pertaining to.
with what?
one time, like this is a
Right,
one time.
a one-time thing.
So
So you're saying
so we need to add that she cannot do that.
Um,
Like if that's why we're gonna
And we made
set
the
this
press release
meeting
that,
with the board.
we
Okay,
would
so
if we say no next time, she cannot be like, I don't care because this is saying like she didn't care of what this was.
It'd be
This is
interesting
different
to
because it was only Stanley and her.
Because, you know, the
Yeah, I would
The
say
next
that next
time it's
week
gonna
and
be
then-
reviewed
With the board of
with the
directors.
board, and then it will be Stanley, and it will be like a lot of people will vote.
Yeah, 'cause that was
So for
another
next
issue.
time,
Okay.
if she does, you know, the plan, the arguments, and everything, and still we say no, like all the votes,
that now.
and we say no, she cannot do this ever again. And I think it's fair because she will have her shot. She will have her shot. She can go with
We
the
can do it fine.
marketing, like with all the departments to help her out to create a business plan. We will have a meeting. She will give the presentation. People can support her.
But then we feel she'll feel as though she's still being limited creatively.
No, I think it's an incentive for her to like present, like not only have her ideas like here, but like to put them on a paper to present like why she thinks this is gonna be a success,
So in that case,
and an incentive for her to you know to be, I don't know, like
to come up with more of an argument
more ideas. Like a lot of things can
arise from it.
yeah, I think it's a great thing.
So is it possible to raise the cap in that way?
So we are gonna raise it, but we cannot raise it to 60 million. You
Okay.
need to understand that
So
it's
how
more than
about
double.
40 million?
How about we add 10 more million?
Okay.
Because honestly I was gonna add
So
it
in a
to
sense-
30. That was like I was
Right.
gonna add
Okay.
it only to 30.
Okay.
So I think it's okay. Like we can
Cap of
establish
40 million?
35. Oh
Oh,
sorry.
you said 40. You
No,
said
no,
10.
35.
Leaving Labrador.
25? No. From 25, 10 more million. So
Oh.
35 million. What do you think?
I think 40 million is even like, I think it's a fair medium between both of us.
But imagine if she works hard in one idea, if she convinces the directors and if she convinces everybody, she will have help though.
But what if
it
they
will
don't
not
have
be
the
only
same
her.
vision as her? What if they
No.
don't have the same knowledge as her and she tries to convey that? But because at the end of the day, if you're a doctor and I'm not a doctor, and you try to convince me that something is making like is
Oh, I
is a
totally
certain way,
understand.
then how will I be able to really back you up on that if I have no background knowledge?
No, I totally understand that. But I can assure you that after this, we're gonna have a different mentality. At least it's that. He's gonna be more interested. He's not gonna see it only as a business. But that's why we are gonna have a better relationship.
So we feel as though like we're making so much progress here and we're very happy where this is going, and that I think eventually they're gonna come to being developing an even stronger relationship out of this.
Yeah,
I think that if given the chance, and the 40 million will be very helpful, and at the same time, this could be amended in the future. But I think that we can work together. In that
okay.
way.
I think we're gonna give you the resources.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay.
I'll say 40
Because the
million.
budget's still,
Where
budgets are all.
oh my god, I forget.
Reynolds.
Reynolds, she will have full control.
Okay.
So she doesn't have to talk to anybody.
Okay.
She's gonna be the boss, and she is gonna decide
Okay.
with her feeling, or it doesn't matter. Okay, this is more about creativity, ideas.
Okay.
So 40 million. Okay. And then
Anything more?
another clause is that she cannot. Oh no. And then there will be an unlimited budget. But as I said, she can go to different departments because we know that she doesn't have this business perspective, right? We're missing this from her.
So pitch idea. So in order to get the unlimited budget, she needs to pitch idea to Statler and board of directors.
Yeah, and she can do it with the help of other departments, which can help her add this business strategy perspective,
To build
even marketing ideas like
business strategy.
perfect. I think it's a win-win situation because she can learn. She can learn
Yeah.
from the business world,
Right.
and all our business employees they can learn from her, and then they can all transmit her knowledge to the board of directors and to Stephanie.
Right.
So I think it's a great thing.
I think it sounds good. And she also feels as though it's important for Statler to recognize that the business is evolving and that it's very expensive to acquire movies, and that that might affect the budget
I knew there was another.
that we
one.
have, because nowadays,
Okay.
just to recognize that there's a very high cost in the movie business, and so in order for things to actually work out and to acquire movies and to distribute them, it starts at a higher cost.
Yes, but we also want you, can you put that down, to consider your vision from day one. This is very important to us. Like,
Okay.
we want to,
Okay.
like, I know that you want, like, she wants to expand, and even maybe, you know, have her movies in Hollywood. I think that would be a dream for everybody that is in the film industry. I think that would be, right?
Mhm.
So we're gonna help her. We're gonna give her the resources. But with this 40 million, we want her to focus more in the low budget films.
So in that case, we're writing consider initial goal. This is for Reynolds. And at the same time, then in that case, I would ask that that Statler respects Reynolds, but that also
And also the way like
reciprocal respect, but then also that Statler recognizes that the movie industry is
Sure.
becoming costly.
like Stanley to understand that, and also Reynolds to understand that we want to keep Camilla as it was before.
Like there was ways to go about.
We want that.
Okay, yeah, which
We
I
wanna
wrote.
consider
I
that
wrote
vision, you know?
consider initial goal for and
Yes.
Reynolds. Reynolds must consider initial goal, and then I also wrote Statler must recognize
For that clause, it will be perfect the unlimited budget.
Like you said,
Right?
you can't-
So for example, if then she presents this new idea and it's too expensive, Stanley already is aware that it is very costly because of this and that on the industry.
Okay.
But for this 40 million, we want her to focus more on her original ideas.
Okay.
We want to have this image because you know Labrador is seen as a very huge company and Camilla is more about quality. So we just want to preserve that, even though now it's the same company. It's a merge, but we want to still keep these values. You know what I mean?
Okay, sounds good. And in terms, just two last things. So it's important for Reynolds to release the movie The Black Sheep. It was an older movie and feels as though there's going to be a lot of benefits from that one. And she's hoping to do a joint venture with Labradors in terms of that.
Which one?
Black Sheeps. Because she's very sure that there's going to be a lot of success that comes out of this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, like and also.
So she wants to partner with a company.
With Labrador. She wants Camellia wants to partner with Labrador in order to release the movie Black Sheep.
Okay, sure.
So we could do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also want. Wait, can you write again?
Yeah.
That she cannot spend money from her pocket if the board of directors
For this
say
movie?
No. Not from
Oh,
the
she
board.
can't. Okay.
This is from her own pocket. You mean?
Yeah. Well, this is joint.
Okay, like
It's from the company.
She had it, and then we're gonna distribute it.
Yeah. She wants
Oh,
to
yeah.
release the movie in a joint venture with Labrador and Camellia. Yeah. Okay.
Another one. So okay, sorry for saying this again, but okay, for
Oh, you're gonna pay us 15 million.
yeah, but this is a one-time thing.
Yeah.
So one-time thing
To Reynolds. Okay.
to Renault, so that
For privilege.
because this was not supposed to happen,
Okay.
and you can fix something, like you can plan something to partner with the other company,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that we can share the risk.
And can partner.
But this is only one-time thing.
Yeah.
And another thing, she cannot. Okay, so with the unlimited budget, she will have to present. But it's an incentive, but she doesn't have to feel that if she does that, it's gonna be a yes automatically,
Right.
right? So this
No, because it's a voting, right?
it's a voting.
It's a voting.
So this is, I mean, I think it's like it's really great for her to come with all these ideas and she can grow and everything, but it's not a yes.
Okay.
It could be like yes or no. It depends on the work she puts on it, and if the board of directors says says no, she cannot do the same thing that she did with privileges. She
Right.
cannot do it.
It's a vote. It's a, like we said, it's a vote,
I mean, it's a
and it has to be majority rules.
yeah. But
Okay.
if the majority says no,
Right.
she cannot do the same thing
we
with privileges.
We
Because
can-
this is a one-time thing. We're gonna forget
Okay.
that this happened.
okay. That sounds good.
We're gonna forget.
Yeah.
And another thing that we are very concerned is we want you to be more interested in the DVDs.
DVDs. Okay.
So I don't know if that's a concern.
Okay.
Can we
I
add
mean, we can say that she's gonna focus on that. I mean,
Because I know that she was not very interested in, but now I think
to be more open-minded
yeah,
to it.
as we're being more open-minded with you guys,
Okay.
I think that could be
So let's say
Feel that?
be open-minded.
with DVDs.
Okay, then in that case, I would ask that she's interested in acquiring free agent franchise.
Don't we already have it? We have it. We have that. It's here.
Oh,
She has it already.
well,
No,
I mean,
that was if we were gonna split it. Because this is already Camilla's film. That was in case that we didn't continue
look,
together.
the free agent franchise is with the DVDs, right? It's a company including.
Oh, it's here.
I was saying, it's the DVD market. Free franchise.
No, here. In this page you have it. The Build Speed production that you
Build
Speed production
Oh yeah. Okay.
that you created.
Okay. Yes.
It was it says that the new company production was a success and you had 2 films release, Free Asian and Free Lunch and Free. I think it's that one.
Free ride, you mean? It's a
Free
movie.
Asian and Free Lunch.
Free agent franchise. Oh, and free lunch. Okay, I see what you mean. Yes. So free agent is the DVDs. It's launched as in their DVDs.
Okay.
So we were wondering, is it possible to purchase that from you? As a way of showing you that we care about the DVDs. Because you said that we need to become a little bit more open-minded.
But what would you want to buy it?
To show that it's as a way of mending the relationship and working with one another and showing you that we're interested in being open-minded with you.
But you mean, I'm sorry, I just didn't get it. Like, you mean like this? Isn't this already a...
Free agent
Yeah, isn't it already
is a
Camilla's?
DVD,
Yeah, but isn't it already yours? It is ours.
from what I understand.
Like, it's ours. That's what I'm not really sure. We can check it.
I don't believe. I believe it's Labrador.
Wait, you sure?
I believe so. And if that's the case, would it be okay if we acquired it?
Okay, I'm not 100% sure though that it is Labrador. I'm positive that it is Camilla's. Like, I don't think we have to do that. Because Build Speed
Well,
production
can
is
we
Camilla's.
Okay, so in that,
You know what I
in that case, can we ensure that she has all rights to free agent franchise, to the movie, distribution of the DVD?
Why? Like, what are you using?
Well, I'm just asking as a way for us to show you that we're open to DVDs and that we want to start.
Okay, you will continue. This is gonna be the
Exactly.
start, and
Yes.
then you will continue.
Yes, we're open-minded and we want to show you our interest, and this is our
Okay,
first
because
way
this
of
is very
showing.
important. Okay,
Okay.
Is this an option? And also, how about we do something about your library you had, or what you had?
The library?
You had, yeah, like films. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah. What about it?
How? Because we know that you have a film library,
Mhm.
and you haven't done anything with it. So how about we give you the rights of this free agent franchise,
Mhm.
and you kind of give us right to this film library, and we can work on it. Like we can start a business from this. There are a lot of films.
I mean, we
there.
don't want to give up our library completely, like that. We feel as though it's
or
important.
maybe do something about it, and we can be part of it.
Well, I mean, how about we create some type of
Even a partnership if you want. If it's too much, if you don't want to give it away, maybe a partnership. And
so
then
how about we
can
give you
work
the
on it.
older titles?
How about you give me the older titles and then a partnership, and then we can work on it. Like we can make this grow.
I think if we give the older titles, that's a significant amount, and I think that's a huge part of what Reynolds has created. So
wouldn't it be possible for we just feel that it's a waste, you know, that there's a business out there like all the time, and I think this is a great idea.
I mean, we're gonna use it. We can work on that. We can write down that we'll work on our library, developing our library.
So will it be okay for a partnership? No?
Well, we want to use the library, right?
Okay.
Because it's Reynolds created it. So let's say that Reynolds will
Or
spend.
something so that I can tell Sadly that he gets something from this, you know?
Okay.
Because I think
Reynolds-
Reynolds very flexible with all you want.
Reynolds
but,
works on developing library,
in the what?
the library, further developing the library, and we'll give old titles to you, to Statler.
Okay, so what would we get from the library? Nothing?
Old titles, the
Oh.
old movies, and you can use them
Okay.
to Statler.
But you will start we can even like cooperate to help you.
Well, for now, how about we leave it at that, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But I think it's a good start since since Reynolds is making a move to acquiring the DVDs
So
for
just
free.
so just to develop the library, maybe later on we agreed on something. We can
Exactly.
support you somehow with resources or whatever. You have all the she has all the ideas, and then we get the older copies.
Yes. Okay.
And
Can we make a deal?
wait, hold on. Let me just check if I'm missing something.
Then we could have perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's it. Can we just go again to everything? Just super
Okay, so no speaking to media outlets, only positive media. Team building courses between Statler and Reynolds as employees in company to foster trust and communications. Consider distributing and acquiring privileges. Reynolds must pitch idea to convince Statler in potential success that may come out of this.
And is it the board? With the board? With your board?
That's the first
Oh,
step.
the first.
Then 40 million is the cap for spending money on movies. Anything more is unlimited budget, equals pitch idea to Statler and the board of directors to build business strategy with the rest of the departments. Consider initial goal. And then the next step is consider initial goal that Camellia had.
With the
right?
40 million.
Mm,
Well, with the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Then reciprocal respect that needs to be maintained between the two. Statler must recognize high cost of movie industry. 15 million paid to Reynolds by Statler for privilege and can partner with Fifth Dimension.
a one-time thing.
A one-time thing?
And in case, for example, there's another project which is very expensive, she can add to partner with a company, but this is also going to go with the board.
Okay, no problem. So that's fine.
She cannot partner with for $1 million.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.